are. Another Sunday night. Another
Live
bunch of
from
guys.
Alabama. It's
Live
Sunday
from-
night.
There you go. Trying to pull up the page so that I can see comments as we go. And
Let me turn my off.
I'm waiting for the notification that Facebook usually tells me that we are live, and I'm not getting one, so it's kind of different.
They're slow.
Yeah.
It's
Let me
there,
see.
though.
Is it up?
So
Up on your
someone's-
page?
Yeah,
If
it's
someone
up.
comments on YouTube, that you can see who they are, but you can't see who they are on Facebook.
No,
Yeah.
it's something
basically.
to do with their page. They have to fix something on their page.
okay.
Make it public or something like that.
Something. Yeah. If you know where we're sitting here on StreamYard, if we're looking, very few names come up. Only a handful of names come up. If you watch it simultaneously on Facebook, we can see names of who actually is commenting. So that's what I'm trying to do. And now it's up, so that's good.
The only person I ever see comment during the show is a Facebook user. He comments.
Yeah,
on
That's
it
it.
Yeah,
just all the
there's a
time,
lot of
right?
them.
Yeah, well, his parents really didn't like him very much.
Yeah, that was an odd name they give him, wasn't it?
What we gonna
It
name
really
them?
is.
Facebook user sounds good. Let's just name them that. All right.
Okay, so I'm good to go. Anyways, we're going to have well, I tell you, this is going to be more of a no Joe episode than it would be anything else, right? Because I think we're going to talk about a lot of things other than Joe tonight, because this weekend ended just a couple hours ago, was Toylanta Spring 2024. And
Was that this weekend?
it was.
Oh, man. Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't a random thing that we ran into you yesterday.
That's why I drove through. That's why I drove through all that traffic.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean it was cool. We were well, still debating right up until probably like Wednesday if we were going to make it or not. But Emmett's adoption day was last week, so he wanted to go to the Lego store, and there is 2 of them in Atlanta now, so that worked out good. So
Did he get his Fortnite figures?
no.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
There is a very specific machine apparently that generates those custom figures.
okay.
And that one in Alpharetta that we went to does not have that machine. So he did not.
Was that the Alabama Brick Company, or was that a different store?
No, that's an official Lego store.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a gigantic mall up there in Alpharetta, and it's in that.
It's the minifigure creator, isn't it?
It's
machine.
something.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have one of those in Nashville.
And there he is, the
What's
man
up,
of the hour.
Hey, Emmeett.
The man of the hour.
I just took a shower.
Looks like he just woke up.
We appreciate that.
Your hair ain't even wet. What do you mean you took a shower?
yes, I did.
John was just talking about you, about the show and a certain mandatory hygiene product. Oh, actually, you are a little damp, I guess. Anyway,
Hair dryer.
you used the hair dryer.
Yeah,
You
nice.
missed because it's still pretty damp.
Yeah.
Anyways. Where's the good-looking guy at? We retired him. He was making us look way too bad. He's been officially retired. So, anyways, let's get rolling here. It's 7:01. We were on a little early tonight, so that's enough goofing off, right? Let's go to Mr. John. See what he wants to talk about tonight.
Ooh, where to start? It said, man, 4 ugly guys. Where's the good-looking guy? Oh, that's what you just read?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's some crazy guy.
That's that Facebook user again.
Yeah. His parents didn't like him. They named him something weird.
Brett Eddington. That's a new name. Hey, Brett.
No,
Brett.
Brad.
Yeah, howdy.
Thanks for joining. I don't know. So I guess we'll just start off, and I'll walk through my part of the week or weekend. So yeah, Toylanta, kind of last minute deciding on it, and of course Shane and Mel, they come up and stayed the weekend with us, and So I had to take Shane to Wolf's Den in Glencoe. He had some trading he wanted to do there with Jonathan Wolf, and while I was there, I did pick up a couple of vintage Joes that I didn't have. One of them being the DEF Law that had the come with a crazy backpack that like lights up or whatever. Or well, I think this is the DEF version. I don't know. They done a repaint later on. I have to look. I can't remember which one's which. This is the one from '93, I think. And then also the Roadblock. And no, it's not the recall Roadblock. It's the one that comes with like just the regular launcher, and not the Whirly Bird thingy. He's got a little bit of a loose rubber band. I'm gonna have to replace his rubber band, but both of them are complete and in mint condition. Got them in a good deal there. Of course, I know Shane will tell you all about his trades when it gets his go around. But anyway, we hit up Wolf's Den, and then so Saturday morning we got up. We headed over to Toylanta, and got over there. I don't know. I guess it'd been going for about 30 minutes for the general public. Early bird, I think, was at 9. General public at 10. And run into a lot of guys from the group. Of course, we run into Jared and Chip, and who else did we run into? Who else we run into, Shane? We run into Philip and Dave, of course. Yeah, I think that was it.
I was gonna say 2 guys were right here. We were there.
I was thinking there was some more people we ran into. I can't remember anyway.
Got some other members that went.
Oh yeah, 3 other members: Nancy, Amy, and Mel.
Yeah, the bankers. We had the bankers with us. Yeah.
We tried to forget about them because they was the ones over there looking over our shoulder every time we opened our wallet up.
Oh yeah, 2 nurses and a moose poacher. Yeah, we're
We just corner one night when we get on there and talk.
Uh-oh. I don't know what that was. We got a bird out there going crazy or something. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
So go to your chickens.
Anyway, so let's see. What was the first thing? Oh yeah, so the first thing I picked up at the show, and I got one in the box just so. And I think anybody that went to the show saw this because about everybody you saw was carrying one of them. This big old thing, and it was actually this was released like 4 years ago, and I guess they kind of overproduced the first set. This was the first of the 4 horsemen. I can't pronounce his name. It's Arathir. He's supposed to be like the horseman of war, and his horse, his name is Aethon. But I just like the horse. I thought, well, I'll never get the 4 horsemen because I can't afford his horse because, like on eBay, it was like $200, the cheapest one I could find. But apparently, the 4 horsemen, they told me that they'll do them in a 2-pack as a special, and they also still put them out individually. So only the 4 horsemen come with their horse in a 2-pack. All other horses will be packaged, separately with other characters will be separate and all that, but. They'll do a special run of these, and apparently they've done a lot of these since it was the first one. And they were selling this thing, the figure and the horse, for $100. And I mean the figure's a deluxe figure, so retail on him when he sells by himself, individually packaged, I think he's like $65. 75 because he's got the wings. That's right.
Yep.
The horse is $75, so that's $150, and they were selling the 2-pack for $100.
Yeah, it was a smoking deal.
And so I picked this one up for a friend. But I
We
got mine
also-
open.
We also run across one of them at another booth that was being sold for $300.
Yeah, he was attempting it.
And that was,
Yeah, he was
if you looked on
attempting
eBay, I looked and the 2-pack on eBay, most of them was buy it now for like $250 to $300.
Yep.
So everybody at the show, that's why everybody was walking around with one because man, it was such a great deal.
Gage Bullock. Hey Gage, what's happening?
This is the dude right here, though. I mean, this thing is awesome. I love the horse. I love the flaming mane, and y'all have to excuse me. I got sinus issues, so I know I sound stopped up. He's got, of course, the flame that'll go on his. You can stick on his sword there. Again, real metal chain. That's what I love about these. They use real metal and like real string and things like that. But this thing's awesome. He come with 2 shields and 2 swords, and there's a place to put one on each side of the horse.
Oh, nice.
You see the shield there where my thumb's at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the sword. You got one on that side. You can slide in there plus that sword, and he's got those big shoulder pads with the horns on it.
So the saddle's a mirror image from side to side. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It is. This is a massive beast right here. I'm telling you,
It is massive.
and I like the translucent flame. I wish they had a different, a swappable mane with a horse that had kind of the translucent. That would have been cool. But hey, I'm not complaining. This thing is awesome, and for the price, man, I'm totally happy with it.
And the pictures and video here don't do the wings on that thing any justice. They're articulated. They fold in. They go way out. You can see the veins on the inside of the wings and everything. It's really
I don't know if
really cool.
See there. I don't know if I can get it up close enough. I'm trying not to take him off the horse because I finally got him positioned just the way I wanted him, and so it's like. So I picked him up, and actually, so I ended up yesterday. I ended up not buying anything but Mythic Legions. I ended up walking out with 4. So I went back to the booth later and picked up the Elf Silverhorn Sentry, and I've actually picked up 2 of them. They had these at a great deal too. I mean, these are like $49.99 retail, and they had them for $30 a piece.
Everything they had was great deals.
Yeah. So I got 2, and it come with 2 different heads. So that way, that's why I got 2, so I could do the 2 different head versions. And I got a sword. This comes sword, staff. I got shoulder pads on one. I left the shoulder pads off the other, but I mean it's got come with several accessories. And this was like I said, a standard release figure here, which would retail for $49.99.
Mm-hmm.
I love the detail and the color in the armor, and the antlers just pop right in the horn. You pop them out, and stick them on the other head if you want to use the other head. And these, I'm not sure what they are. They may be like deer type because they got hoof feet. And there is one figure from that elf tribe that I think is like a deer. She's white. She got a white head, like a deer head. So I'm thinking maybe these sentries are actually, because they got helmets on, so you can't really see. But I'm thinking that they're a deer type creature because they got hoof feet. So I don't know.
Cool.
At another booth, they had some of the army building sets. And I picked up the, now this is just one iteration of it. And I think I posted pictures of these on the group. Again, like I said, the female elf troop builder. This is just sort of a basic. I didn't put her shoulder pads on, but this thing, so it comes in a big pack. There's 5 different heads. You got the elf, the regular elf head. The Caucasian elf, I guess you'd say. And you got, she got a flesh colored neck. The rest of her is completely armored up, so you can't see any more of her flesh other than her head and her neck, right? So then you also got.
Hey, Jared.
It also come with like a African American elf. Dark skinned elf, and it's got the neck joint, so you can pop the whole neck out and replace it. So that way it's all the same color.
That's cool.
It also come with 3 helmet heads. This one also, you can tell by the ears, is a darker brown elf. So you could take this neck joint and put it on it, or you could they actually had an armored neck joint. And of course, it's got the ball joint, so it'll pop out here, so you can swap the heads around. So this was like I said, you can see the head there, and this one had a thing, a hood on it. That's what I was trying to say. Where's my other head? This thing's got so many accessories. Another helmet head. Whoops! Look out! Heads will roll. And it was actually packaged with this head on, which was another helmet like that. So it's got 5. I have no idea what this thing on the back is. It looks like a suction cup.
That's for Cirrus Radio. That's his.
Yeah, that's the satellite dish. That's where they can pick up DirecTV.
I guess so. I don't know.
So the heads up display in there. He's watching YouTube or something.
You get 5 heads, 3 neck joints, armored, brown and Caucasian. You get you get another upper torso. The actual whole upper torso. You pop the arms and the legs and all off and pop it on here. And you see this one kind of goes with the one with the hood because it's like it's got a cloth, and then you got the.
Yeah, that would look like more like leather armor.
Yeah, and so then you got this. It'll actually go attached to the legs to go underneath it.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And so it's actually got. See, it's got this. It's got two different pieces that goes in the front. You got this short one, or you got this one. You got this waist piece, and then it also come with another waist piece. So I mean, you can change these things up. You could easily make, I don't know, 20 or 30 different figures. None of them be identical.
Mm-hmm.
If you swap up the accessories and the body parts and the heads and all that. Accessories, you see, she's got a sword, a short sword there. She's carrying. It's got a shield. It's got a spear, a long sword.
You know the hell you're there.
It's got these kind of scythe-like swords that actually connect together.
I think those are called Gimchars or something.
Scimitars, no, those aren't scimitars.
You got
good try though.
Of course, the quiver, and she comes with a bow. You got a bow with a string, and it comes with one arrow too. It's got another sword. That's what I said. They loaded with accessories.
Hey, Mike.
And you got again. See, this is part of making them different. You have a belt that you can put around them. You know, across their shoulder to hang their quiver on or whatever. You got 2 different sets of shoulder pads. You got a green armored, and then you got a silver. And I dropped that and it went way over yonder. So these armor building packs are awesome because you can buy 5 or 6 of them and make totally all different characters. They're not any of them be exactly alike.
They're like their own Build-A-Figures.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm going to tell you, all these figures, a lot of the parts are the same. They just painted different colors. But you can interchange and take all existing figures and swap parts and make whatever characters you want.
What's also cool about that is people that like customization and stuff. That kind of it takes away from a lot of work, to do customization because you've already got just all the pieces that you need, for it.
I got a baggie right there to keep them all. I don't lose them.
Mike Matthews. Hey, Mike, what's happening?
What's going on, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
But yeah, they're
Jared.
What's
up, Jared?
Jared.
But yeah, so that was yesterday. Like I said, kind of last spur of the minute, Nancy and I decided to run back over there, and we got there about an hour before the show closed, and just briefly walked around. A lot of people's already starting to pack up, and I picked up a couple more things. So I did go back and pick up. They were out. I wanted to get another one of the female elf builders to swap some more parts and make another one, but they'd already sold all those. This was at another booth. The Four Horsemen didn't have any of these. These are older figures, I guess. He had all he had left was this the female orc builder, which, as you can see, I mean, it's got a upper torso that's armored with arms. It's got again a loincloth piece, and I think down under you can't really see it, but there's another, and it's got 5 different heads as well, and plus multiple weapons. So I just got back a little bit ago. I hadn't had time to open it. And he let me have it for retail. The retail on these are $75. He let me have it. It was $85, but last day of the show, and everybody's packing up, I got it for $75. So I was happy with that. And yeah, I about spent all my income tax. Good thing tax time come around right before Toylanta.
Who was it was saying that the best time to go was like 2 hours before the show ends because
Well,
because of that reason you get better deals. You get better deals.
The last day you go, it's not near as crowded. There was plenty of room. Of course, right there, everybody start to pack up. But even if we got there this morning when it opened, it's about half the number of people that was there yesterday.
Really?
And then by lunch, it's dwindled down to maybe about a third.
Yeah.
So it's I did on the way up. Well, I forgot on the way up there. I did. We stopped at Cedartown Walmart, and I picked. They had Dismark on clearance. So no, I mean I could live with it or without it, but I kind of hate having the head and the body for Atrocitus, and so this has got his arms. I was thinking about just looking to see if I could just find his arms and his legs on eBay, but heck, they were going for more than the figure at regular retail.
Right.
So if anybody sees the Superman with the legs on clearance, let me know. All the Walmarts around here had him, and then when they go to clearance, they've all disappeared. So
it's amazing how that works.
Yeah. The other thing that I picked up, and there's
Hey, Geek Speak Hub. What do you want to know? How much was what for the troop builder for the Mythic Legion or the Batman? How much was the Batman, John?
Oh, it was on clearance for $16,
and then
it was regular $25 or $24.95, and
yeah,
like I said, I looked the arms. If you bought the arms off eBay, they're like anywhere from $25 to $30. I said,
yeah, right.
I might as well get it on clearance for $16 and get the arms, and then I got a Batman figure left over too. So like I said, Toylanta is all about G.I. Joe, right? Originally was. And I walked away with Mythic Legions mostly, but I did pick up, and I got a really good deal on it. This is the 92. I think I can't get it in the picture. The headquarters, but reason what really caught my attention. Look how clean it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you bought that one too? I saw that. That. Yeah, and it's just like, boy, John sees that he's going to steal them missiles.
It was in that room that I couldn't get in yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
This is the 92 one. The one that I picked up from Shanghai was the 2002.
Yeah.
Which I've got the shell to this one out there, but I'm missing a lot of pieces to it, and this one's complete. And guess what? And it's still. I need more room here. Check this out.
Justin Howard. Hey, Justin.
It also got the. Yeah, I can get to them.
Oh, there it is.
All the sounds work.
All the sounds working.
That's cool.
The light works. I don't know if you can see it. I can't get to the switch. This thing's hard to hold. I don't know if you notice the lights on in there. Well, where's it at? Oh, there you go. See it?
Yeah.
In the back?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it works completely, and everything's here. And this is the cleanest one I've ever seen loose. It's just, because, you're talking about something that's 30-something years old. And I never seen one that clean before. But it's got all the parts. It's complete. Everything works on it. The battery's probably going to go dead because I can't figure out how to turn the light off. Or it goes. Anyway, so I picked that up. I also picked up a couple of other things, which there's a story behind that too. Because I forgot yesterday, I didn't realize that Retro Toy Quest had the 1984. Shane picked one up, and I didn't realize it, so I went back and got me one today. And this is actually Shane's. He left it in my van.
It never fails. I'll leave something.
So Nancy said that's going to look good sitting behind her moose. So, and then
you know where the moose lives.
Yeah, right.
And so
Be a Nancy's lost and found section.
right past Retro Toy Quest, there's a couple there, a young couple there that live in Florida that do cosplay, and so I don't know if Shane's got the pictures. I picked up 2 prints. Okay, this is them. This is them today. They were Snake Eyes and Scarlet today.
Yeah, she really looks like who we were talking about earlier now, doesn't she?
And for those that y'all don't know, if you ever watched The Big Bang Theory, I can't think of the actress's name, but the one that played Bernadette, she does cosplay at Toylanta on weekends.
Melissa Ross.
There you go. Yeah.
Right,
So she does cosplay. She does cosplay on weekends.
Hey, you pulled that name up a little too fast there, Phil. You might want to.
I used to watch that show. I watched that show religiously. I watched every season. I know everybody. I know a lot about it. So yeah.
But if you talk to her, she sounds and looks just like Bernadette.
But Melissa doesn't sound like her character Bernadette. When you hear her talk, she doesn't talk the same.
I know. I'm just saying that.
Yeah,
if you saw Bernadette, that's her.
Yeah.
Jonathan
she
Wolf
literally
snuck in here
talks
with
just
us.
like Bernadette.
Yeah.
She literally talks just like Bernadette.
Hey, Jonathan. Jonathan Wolf snuck in here without. Boy, I don't know what happened, guys, but the comment. Did you guys' comments go loopy?
For a minute, I did.
Mine
are all
I see Finders Keepers on there right now. That's all I see.
Yeah, that's Jonathan Wolf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
They went loopy. So if we miss somebody that pops in, forgive us. But the section kind of went loopy on us here. So
yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, that's the 82. He's dressed as 82 Snake Eyes. Got the goggles and everything.
Yep, very cool.
And she's got the crossbow. Go to the next one. Is that the okay? So yesterday, so never mind. This is one of the prints I picked up, and she had these are all the prints they have are of them, him and her, in cosplay, and they make these costumes herself. They said they can throw some together in 2 days. Sometimes it might take them 2 weeks, and I don't know how they do it so fast.
That's dedication right there.
She's got some others of Tila. But the reason I picked this one is because this one's based off the vintage action figure with the snake armor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was awesome because you see people do Tila, but you hardly ever see them do it with the snake armor and the snake staff and the headgear and all that.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
And actually, it must be popular because she said that was the one in the book that they have for display. That was the last one they had left, so she had to get the one out of the book to give to me. Okay, now go to the next one. This one I had to get. Number 1, it's got the Baroness. Number 2, if you notice what's directly behind her, you got the HasLab Hiss tank.
The HasLab Hiss.
Not to mention you got a Cobra Bazooka trooper there that she's commanding, charge or whatever.
Yeah, that's her husband there.
Yeah, that's him. That's him dressed as the trooper. So that's why she's doing the commanding, because you can tell they're married.
True to life.
Yeah, right. Go over there and die.
Sacrifice yourself for me. Go.
You go get me something good to eat and bring it back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I did feed Wendy, by the way. I did feed Wendy.
It's a miracle.
When you got home? Is that
No. No, we stopped at a Burger King on the way back. So
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, she's got the. I mean, they had the Hiss tank. That's what caught my eye. The Hiss tank. I thought, oh man, there's Hiss tanks back there. So I thought that was pretty cool that they.
That's a real good picture. Yeah.
Okay, this is there, and I wished I'd got a close up of her face because, and Dave can tell you, we was talking about this for the show. She had contact lens in, and you can't really tell it there.
That's pretty close though.
Yeah,
you see it, but they literally all looked like they were glowing.
Yeah,
they were so blue.
No, I'll tell you guys, I was standing there talking to Retro Toy Quest, and I really wasn't paying attention. There's people moving around and everything else, and she's in full costume. And she was walking through, and she was about ready to pass behind me. And you know how you just, you try not to step on people, because this girl is literally 5'0" nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm making sure that, my lard butt doesn't take a step backwards and squash this poor girl or something. And just as I looked down, she was just coming up on me, and she was already looking at me when I caught her eyes, so to speak. I got to tell you, it was freaky. Those contact lenses, they were like electric, weren't they? I mean, they were like an electric blue.
Or they
was
glow
really-
they look like they glow just like the ball on her staff did.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like I said, electric, and it was really. It's like, and holy cow! And I had to go speak to her. It's just like I wasn't staring at you, kiddo. It's just like, but man, those contact lenses that's amazing. And she's, she just kind of laughed and she said, no. She goes, they're really kind of uncomfortable though. And I said, geez, I bet, because that's amazing. So
Yeah, they are.
Like I said, that's dedication there.
Yeah.
That picture does no good.
Yeah.
no,
That was
because
how
it's
it
kind of shaded. Boy, those things caught the light, and they were literally
did.
electric. It was weird.
Yeah.
But her whole costume is dead on to the action figure, and this action figure this come out with a Pox's Wave. That's it right there. That's the character. This come out about a month ago from the Pox's Wave, and she threw that costume together, and even got the staff down with the glowing ball. And I don't even know how she done it. I don't know.
Was she wearing a wig, or was that? She had to have been.
I don't know. If you look close in that picture, it looked almost like it was real. I don't know if she dyed it or.
Well, it might be that temporary dye or something, and she just washed it out and went red the next day for Scarlet.
Possibility.
Yeah,
because she was definitely red today.
Well, I'm going to tell you, these two, her and her husband, they're some of the best cosplayers I've ever run into.
Yeah,
I mean, their costumes.
I wish we would have got some pictures of the Star Wars cosplays guys too. They were fantastic.
A lot of the Mandalorians.
Cool.
Yeah.
A lot of the Mandalorians, they were really awesome.
Now, I asked her, when I was getting those prints today, I asked her, I said, so what were y'all Friday night at the opening? And they were characters from the old cartoon Bionic 6.
Oh, wow.
I would have loved to see that. I bet that would have been cool. But yeah, she said that they will be adding this. This is Thrace the Wraithhaler is her name from Pox's Wave. They're going to be adding prints of these costumes that they had on during the show this weekend to their portfolio. So,
cosplay has got crazy.
Did you get any? Do you have any contact information from them or receipt or anything, John?
I do. I got their card because I talked to them about maybe having them on the show.
Yeah,
and which is just got their Etsy thing, but you can contact them through Etsy. Yeah. And she does a Nancy. Can you come get the cat? Before she wreaks havoc.
Hey Nancy, pretend it's a moose and take it away.
Yeah,
he's good at that.
Oh, and the cat.
Okay, but anyway,
it's in a master's studio.
Yeah. So anyway, I talked to her about them being on the show sometime. So I'm trying to contact them. And
nice, yeah, do that. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
They're well, I forgot what I was saying. But anyway. Yeah, I talked to him about. What I was saying was she's part of a webcast group that does Masters of the Universe, and I can't remember. She told me the name of it, and I cannot remember for my life. What it was. I can't remember. She has cosplay of She-Ra, also, and some others, but yeah, she's so hopefully we could get them on the show one night and talk about how they pull these costumes off because they're awesome. They're next level stuff. I mean,
go check them out there on Etsy. There, the top part there is where you actually go to their thing.
Yeah,
and,
the bottom part.
I will tell you though, beware. She does do some risque photographs. So
yeah.
Oh well. Yeah.
So just beware of that.
Yep.
They are awesome people.
Now that's not the same girl you were asking me about that print, were you, John?
Yeah, all those prints in those books was them. Her.
Oh, see, I didn't. It's funny. I didn't even realize we were standing at the same table. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you might. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you want to be aware.
Well, they're censored. They're censored. The prints.
Yeah, they are censored, but
yeah, they were censored. But just be aware.
Yeah, but what was I saying? I lost my train of thought again.
Travis Higgins is watching us now, or has been. I don't know. These comments are messed up.
Yeah, your train crashed.
But yeah, I mean, I'd like to get them on and just ask them about how they come up with them. So because that was foam, that the armor and all that she had on was foam, and I know my neighbor, he done a Mandalorian costume, and it took him. How long did it take Mark to do his costume, Philip? It was several months.
Oh, it took him, several months, I'm sure, because he was he was wanting to get the helmet just right because he made it all out of foam.
Yeah, and
and
I asked her about the one about the Wraith Hailer, and she said it took her 2 weeks. I'm like, I mean, where do you even find like the crystal ball to go on the staff and all? I mean,
they probably got a room with the sewing machine and all the makeup and all the stuff that they need, and they just throw that stuff together, And
I believe he said they done this professionally.
Yeah.
They probably don't
do.
They
probably travel to every con and show there is to do
they
this.
probably got some background in like special
effects.
Yeah. They're from Florida, the northern part of Florida, right off the coast, over close to Cape Canaveral. I forget the name of the little town over there.
Cool.
But cool. It's pretty neat. So, yeah, I picked this up and those 2 prints, and when I went and I set them down to pay the guy for the headquarters, and then I walked off and left them in his booth. So, fortunately, Fortunately, the receipt that I got, he texted me the receipt for the transaction, and it had his phone number on there. So after I got almost all the way back home, I realized I didn't have my prints, and called him, and he said he would mail them to me. So I thought, man, because that's $10 a piece, that was $30 between the 3 of them, and so it made me feel better. I was a little somewhat upset there for a few minutes.
Well, you can borrow Shane's. You can borrow Shane's until he gets his.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The Moose is going to get it. So I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Ain't she done laid claims? So yeah. So, but anyway, so that was my haul from the weekend, Toylanta, and a few places we went and all that. So, nice. But had a good time. Saw a lot of people. Saw a lot of interesting things.
To say the least.
Didn't see a lot of things because there was so many people.
There really was.
Yeah.
Probably smelled a few things too.
Yeah, we did smell some things that wasn't particularly pleasant either. But big crowd like that, and it was hot. I was freezing in there today because I'm like, man, it's totally different. It was cold in there.
Wow.
So I guess because you didn't have all them people. I mean, like I said, there was probably maybe 20% of the people in there by the end of the show.
Yeah, you should have seen me. I was cooking.
Yeah, but I'll just say this because I don't have no details, but I did talk to one of the ones that's on the committee for the show, and they said next year is going to be a surprise. He said they couldn't talk about it until after this one's over, but from what I gather, they're going to change venues, and it's going to be, from what I gathered from the conversation, it's all going to be in one big room, and it's going to be a lot of rooms so people's not crammed in there like sardines. So we'll see. We'll stay tuned and see what we find out. I'm sure they'll be starting to let us know things here in the close future, because I think they usually start doing vendor setup, by the middle of summer or something. Start selling spaces for vendors and all.
So next show, as in this fall or next year's spring?
I'm thinking they're talking about the next Toylanta, which will be next spring. Now, because Joelanta is smaller, because they don't have all the rooms at Joelanta, so I'm assuming they'll still do Joelanta in the same location. I could be wrong. I mean, they may start with Joelanta. I don't know, but I do, so. Because like we were talking about, there were a lot of vendors that are normally there that weren't there. And I don't know if it's because, I know a lot of people's talked. They've changed venues a couple of times. And it's not, I know last year when we went, those rooms down on the far end, we didn't even know about them. We was about to leave when we found out about those.
Yeah, right.
And, I'm sure vendors probably that were set up down there wasn't happy about that because nobody knew they were there. So hopefully it'll be better next year. So we'll see.
Cool.
But anyway, that's it for me. That's all I've got.
Cool. Well, since you're the guest of the evening, Phil, why don't you go ahead and talk about what you want to talk about?
Okay. Well, like John, we kind of decided last minute to go. Had been tossing around the idea of going. My Chip Horsley works with me at the dealership. He was there at the show, and he kind of talked me into needing to go just to get out of the house or whatever. And he said, "You ain't got to spend a whole lot of money," which I don't have a whole lot of money to spend anyway. But so we decided to go, and Wendy came with me, and we enjoyed it. But like John was saying, and what we've been saying is, it's hard to see anything and move around because of just so many people. And I like going to the show, but I think that's probably the biggest thing that kind of, I think everybody has different opinions on it, but you can't. You want to look at things, but it's hard to look at things when people are in the way, and but it is what it is, and it's part of the deal. So, but anyway, I only picked up one Star Wars thing, and this is the first one. Shane's got a picture of it. This is a R2D2 cup from the Phantom Menace, and it actually has the bag that it came in inside the cup. And I like R2D2. He's like probably my favorite droid out of the whole series, the whole saga and everything. And he'll probably be my next tattoo. So
now that was a movie theater cup, correct?
yeah, I believe so.
Fast food.
There's fast food. I want to say it was like, well, here, I'll look at the bag and I can.
There were like 12, I think 12 or 16.
Yeah, it tells you right on the bag.
Yeah.
Which ones there are. You got, this was, let's see, there's 12 of them. I don't see a restaurant or anything on it, though.
Okay.
Must have been, Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, but there were 12 of them. And this was back when the Phantom Menace came out, back in 1999.
And you could only get 4 at each restaurant. So one restaurant,
you had to go to each restaurant to get the ones that you wanted, I guess.
Right. To get all 12, you had to visit all 3 restaurants.
What's cool is his dome is actually like the lid, and his legs are connected to his dome, and then the cup is, the cup separates from his dome and everything. But I like R2D2, and I just saw that and I was like, that's really cool. It wasn't expensive, so I picked it up. And but that was the only Star Wars thing I bought at the show. I really enjoyed that. And then the other things I bought was I found the Nacelle company is redoing the Biker Mice from Mars, and this is Moto. He's the tallest one. He's I think he's right around 8 inches, almost 8.5 inches. He's the tallest one out of the. It's not a very good picture. I've actually got him pulled out of the package, Shane. If you want me to.
With Rocket Gun and hot dog.
Yeah, he does. He comes with a hot dog, and he's got he's got like a laser cannon, and but here's here you go.
Mm.
But he's a really cool looking figure. His head comes off. He comes with 2 other heads. He's got one. If I can pull it out of here, he's got one. He's got a helmet on. So when they make the bikes, and they're making the bikes, they're already taking pre-orders for them. You can put his helmet on. So he's got an interchangeable head. You can put his helmet on, and then he's got another one with a kind of a snarling face there, a little bit. Got the eye patch going on. But he's about, like I say, he's the tallest one of the group. These are done really well. I mean, the paint application and everything, real smooth. He's got a tail, and it's very, you can move it around and twist it around. The elbow's got a mechanical arm. It moves up, it's got real good movement. These are not like, they're not real tight, but they're tight enough. And got the ab crunch where he can bend him. Well, I say he does. Yeah, there it goes. But yeah, I just, like I said, I've just opened them, so I hadn't really wiggled them around that much. Sold directly through the company. That's my understanding. Big Bad had them up for pre-order, or they were selling them, but they're sold out. This guy at the show, I forget his name or whatever, but he had like a box of them. So I'm guessing he bought a case, and he had all 3. He had several of them. And but that was Moto. And then you got Vinny. I put him on this is the McFarlane Drifter motorcycle. The one that Bruce Wayne was riding around in the Batman. But anyway, I thought Vinny would look pretty cool riding it, so I put him on that bike, and he's the shortest one of the mice. Take him off here so y'all can see him. He's got a there you go, but he's got a small head. Got like a what do you call it? He's got the Phantom of the Opera look going on there. You know, he got one side of his face looks like it got messed up or something. But like I said, these the boots are really cool. You got really nice articulation, just like your Marvel Legends or Black Series. His tail moves around. They've got interchangeable hands. They've got 4 extra hands. Each one of them has 4 extra hands. And like I said, here's a. I think these are great. If I can get one of them out. There it is. They each come with a hot dog. If you've ever watched the cartoon, that's like their favorite food, kind of like the turtles and their pizza. The biker mice love their hot dogs. So, and then they've got this little blaster gun. Comes with them. They each have one. It looks they all look the same. So that's kind of like their weapon of choice, I guess. Little blaster gun. And then he also comes with an extra head. He's got a little excited face there for Vinny. And he's also got a, if I can get it out. There you go. He's got a helmet head too. So when I get the bikes, I'll have them all put on with their helmets.
Now, were there 3 mice or 4?
There were 3. 3
That's
mice.
what I thought.
This is a really cool weapon that he came with. This is Vinny's. This thing actually works. You can actually like pull the lever on this claw, but he holds
With
it.
the
And you can
claw.
actually work. Yeah, the claw. Yeah, you know.
Kung Fu Claw.
Yeah, but I thought that was really cool. It's actually actually works. You know. And then you've got the leader of the group. His name is Throttle, and he's the leather jacket wearing guy. You know, he's got his sunglasses on. He's got his
Cool.
biker mice tattoo going on there. You know, got the little bandana around his wrist, and like I say, he's got his tail. It moves around. He's got a little holster with a gun in it. I don't think it comes out from what I'm looking at here. Yeah, I don't think it comes out because it looks like it's pretty well molded in there. But he does come with, he's got this really cool weapon. It's like a disc launcher or manhole cover launcher or something like that. Anyway, this thing is tight.
Sprocket launcher.
What now?
Sprocket launcher.
Rocket launcher. There you go. Yeah. So anyway, you push this lever right here and this thing will shoot out. It's pretty
I don't
tight.
believe it.
It will not.
Prove it.
All right, here.
Oh, yeah. See, this is the part of the show,
Hey,
kids, where we
come
get
on,
people to lose their toys.
In their eyes.
Yeah. Don't try this at home, kids. I'm a professional.
That's what happened to Moto. He lost his eye from the sprocket launcher.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Mr. Kitchens. Hey, Christopher, what's happening?
What's up, Christopher?
And so Throttle comes with an extra head too. He's got, oh shoot, I'm dropping it like John does. But he's got extra head, got a little mouth open action there. And then he's got
a hot dog.
Nah, yeah, so he can eat his hot dog. There you go. And then he comes with a helmet head too. So they all got their helmets. So when the bikes come in, I've already pre-ordered them. As soon as the bikes come in, I'll share those. But yeah, I got all 3 of the biker mice. And then the other thing I picked up, this is vintage here. And I'm not planning on wearing them, but I found these biker mice tattoos.
Oh, there you go.
So I just thought that would look cool with the collection, you know. But,
So what were the bad guys? Cats or something? I mean, I'm being serious. I remember this being around, but I never paid a lick of attention to it.
the bad guy was, I think his name was Limburger was his name, but he was also like some kind of alien. But he's wearing like a human mask. He's actually like the head of a corporation or something. But people don't, you know. Yeah, he's actually like an alien. I forget what he looks like, to be honest with you. But you know, if you're interested in the biker mice, you know, give him a look up and everything. Hey, there you go. That's that guy's name is Grease Pit. He's like got oil all over him all the time and everything.
Nice.
I think we run into him at the show yesterday.
A couple of them.
He ran into it and slid right off.
That's what that smell was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It worked.
Anyway,
Grease,
that's
I'll
one of the
tell you
bad guys. He's like the henchman. He's like the beast man of the main bad guy.
There you go.
So,
And you
come
got
on,
the
wear him.
You got the little froggy guy there.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he's this is like the scientist that kind of like the Dr. Mindbender of the organization type thing, mad scientist guy. But yeah, the big guy is not the main antagonist, I guess you'd call it. But yeah, I just thought they were neat. It's vintage stuff. I like vintage stuff, so I didn't think it was too bad.
Man,
All
I'm
right,
old. The 90s are vintage stuff. That's not good.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. So this is Marvel Legends. This is the Series 7 Ghost Rider. I actually took him out of the package just a little while ago while we were getting ready. So I've actually got him. I got him out too, and I got him. And this is he was in the room with the guy. Had the whole room to himself.
Yeah.
He had nothing but like Marvel Legends and stuff like that. But as some of y'all know, I'm a bike collector. I collect bikes, figures with bikes. So I didn't have this Ghost Rider, so I went ahead and picked him up, and I thought he was really cool. And I've opened it, and I'm really impressed with the flame effects. They're like that translucent, orange, red, and but yeah, it's really it's really done. I thought it was done really well, and especially the articulation on them. But it's real spinning. The tire feels like an actual rubber tire too. It's got a little kickstand here, so you can lean him up, and of course the flame effects on his head. That looks pretty cool. This is what they call this is the Johnny Blaze version, not the Danny Ketch version.
Yeah.
But he's got the flames coming off the back there. Real feel like rubber tire. And then on the other side, he's got his big. I don't know if I really like this or not. This
that fairing? No,
yeah.
I'd lose that fairing. No, that thing looks like a bug.
You can. Well, I don't want to break it now. I got it on there. I'll work it up. But, yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm not real impressed with that. But it came with it, so I stuck it on there. But anyway, yeah, that was my haul from the show, and I had fun and enjoyed it, and just kind of took my time looking around at stuff. And if you go to the show, and I forgot about that. Marvel Legends 3 3/4 Spider-Man. I'm trying to complete that line. So if you come across any, you can usually get them for like $10 now. But I like the artwork on them, and I mean they're small, so they don't take up as much space as the big Marvel Legends, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have some things that were Marvel, but I just don't have the space or the room for the the bigger ones. And plus, these are also the more comic accurate figures, so I just like those. And then I picked up 2 comic books that I got off eBay. That's Thundercats #1. That's a variant cover. I really like the looks of it. Of course, Tatara. And then that's a Gargoyles #1. I started reading it, and it's pretty good. It's like a continuation from the cartoon because it's got new characters. And actually, Goliath and what's her name, Elisa or Eliza, they're actually a couple. So you got a gargoyle and a human, together. So there's an interesting story there. So, but,
Nice.
Enjoyed the show and was glad I got to see y'all and got to see some of the other guys and just overall.
We're glad Wendy didn't starve.
No, she didn't starve. I promise I fed her because I know that's probably the first thing y'all think about. Well, he's probably not going to feed her on the way on the way there.
That was the first question I asked Wendy when I saw her.
Did he feed you?
Yep. Said, I hope you got fed. She said, I had crackers.
Crackers? Oh, that's a lie. We out to Jack's and I got her a biscuit. So
Cool.
I don't think anyone was selling a vamp at the show.
I didn't see. I saw one
I
vamp.
saw one.
I saw
this
one.
I didn't see
I
a
saw
single his tank.
I saw
I
it today
actually
in
saw
that room I
his
couldn't
thing.
get in.
I saw two.
saw
I just
what
did
now?
his thing.
You saw what?
We got
I saw two his tanks.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see any. I saw one vamp.
There were two. Remember you showing me those last Ronin figures?
Oh
were with
yes,
that
I
guy.
did. That guy in the corner did have one his tank
No, he
sitting
had
there.
two.
Oh, he did.
Because there was
Yeah.
another one sitting.
Yeah,
on the
no,
rack.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy too. But anyways, cool. I mean, it definitely wasn't a Joe heavy show by any means.
Oh no.
There were
No.
no parts. There were no pieces. There wasn't anything like that.
It was just a toy show.
Yeah.
Jen.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
saw a lot of vehicle shells, like
Yeah,
G.I. Joe vehicle shells and just incomplete things like in tubs in the floor that you could go dig around through them, or whatever. But
Yeah, but they're husks.
yeah,
like one guy said,
there's no
"Oh."
accessories.
No.
Like I said, it's just a shell is all you get.
It's like one guy said, "Oh, I got a bunch of them over there," and it's just like, "But I got a bunch of them over at my house."
We
I
have a
said
bucket of them in that
they're
room.
all missing the exact same pieces. There's a finite supply for this stuff. I'm not doing that piecemeal stuff anymore. I thought that'd be a good idea at first. It's a god awful terrible idea, as a matter of fact, because everybody's missing the same exact pieces. And half the time you can buy a complete one for about 2/3 of what the part will cost you.
Yeah.
So it's just not worth it. Until 3D printing gets caught up with it and we can literally save some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Great. At this point, it's just not worth buying shells. Is not worth it unless
I
you're a
will-
customizer.
I will make a recommendation for anyone that goes to a toy show. Make a round. Just walk around to each place, and if you can, take pictures of the things that you find that you're interested in, and because that's what I did. Because there's so much stuff, and it can be overwhelming. Because if you're not really there, if you're not really looking for anything in particular, then you can go back in your phone and say, okay, well, I really like that. Then you can kind of narrow it down to what you're looking for. So take pictures of everything first, and then go back, and if it was there, then hey, maybe it was meant to be yours. That kind of thing.
Yeah. We always look around.
Yeah, I would. My biggest suggestion for toy shows, and
Bring
to
money.
be perfectly honest with you, I've only been to a few. Is number one, you have to budget. You have to budget
Yes.
before you get there.
Yep.
And if you see something that is just flat out outside your budget, that doesn't automatically mean you buy it. That means you get contact information for that
Try to
person, right?
negotiate.
And if your circumstance changes, money wise or whatever, you'll at least have a shot at getting in contact with that person later. And maybe you'll work something out after the fact. But I'm telling you right now, you've got to budget, because even a smaller show like this, and John's right, there was a lot less vendors there. There's gonna be something there that you really, 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 really want. And if there's any shot at all at doing it, you might make a mistake. There was definitely a piece there that if I could have, I definitely would have bought.
What was it?
That Rodan.
Oh yeah.
There was another one. For those of you that don't know, the Shogun Warriors,
Yep.
Rodan is in a very, very, very rare piece. There were so few of those ever made, and there's even few of them that survived.
And for a Godzilla fan like him, it's
Yeah,
a big deal.
it was a big deal, and it's the second one I've seen in the last 8 months, and I've never saw one before.
Yeah.
In 50 years, I never saw another one. Well, 45 years.
Technically, the only Shogun Warrior he has right now is a small Godzilla.
Right. Well, anyways,
Every time I see one of those big Godzillas, I always think about you, Dave.
Oh yeah, no, I mean those are easy to come by. The Rodan is one of those things where
I've only seen 2 of those in my life.
yeah.
Godzilla, I've seen like 50.
He's showing his age there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Anyways, budget. You got to budget. You got to be wise about it, because I'm telling you, there's going to be something there that'll get you in trouble.
Yep.
That's a fact. So, anyways, I guess it's my turn.
Time for stuff.
It's been quiet. There you go, Lego store. Emmeett
Lego
got to go for his adoption day. Got to go to the Lego store. Didn't get what he wanted, but at least we got to go to the Lego store. And that is, like I sent these pictures to Shane because I wanted you guys to know that is an official Lego store.
Yep.
It's that big mall up there in Alpharetta. It was actually less than 20 minutes from the hotel.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and we ended up going to the Chick-fil-A in the food court while we were there and got lunch. So it was cool. And there's a couple of other stores right there that had some really cool stuff in it too, but they were expensive.
So it's actually in a mall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And just for a blast from the past, we went in through Macy's to get to the Lego store, and this was the half of the Toys R Us section. There's a nostalgia bomb for you guys to see that sign hanging up again and see Toys R Us price tags. Was really kind of cool.
Now, from what I've been reading,
It's almost sad in a way.
Well,
from what I've been reading, they are fixing to start bringing Toys R Us back into the United States.
well, this
Slowly.
they're going to have to, because Macy's made this agreement with the whoever's handling Toys R Us now, and it's looking very much so like Macy's is going to end up in liquidation very soon. So
But it's going to be
if
from what
Toys R Us is going to make it, they're going to have to do it on their own, because Macy's is going away.
from what I'm reading, it's going to be in airports
They got one in Dallas.
and cruise ships. On cruise
That
ships.
makes sense too. So I hope it works.
And then they're going to slowly start opening up brick and mortar stores from what I've been reading.
Coming back from the dead.
Yep.
Be all right with me. Well, hopefully it flies, right? I mean,
Maybe.
so it wasn't a huge selection by any means, but yeah, it's cool to see the sign, right? These two knuckleheads, a couple of ninjas hanging around at the shop, show. You know why Emmeett was complaining about being hot, because
Wearing 50 pounds of costume.
yeah, and of course Silas wasn't hot at all because
He's wearing a t-shirt.
he's wearing a t-shirt and he didn't wear his costume for very long at all. So
He wore it the entire time.
well, yeah, not the mask. He wore the t-shirt. They didn't want skinny little kids with no shirts running around. So, but they had fun, anyways. What did I get?
Stuff.
I tell you, the one thing that I got the new Superpowers Batman, the classic one, from McFarlane. There you go. There's your prerequisite for the week. Just 'cause this thing is such a close copy of the original. It's just cool.
Is that from the new line they're coming out with?
It is. Yep, it is. This one's very rare. This figure has been released for quite a while, but
And the goofy part.
It was
You
in
don't
the
see
first wave, wasn't it?
what's that?
It was in the first wave of those. I think they're on the fourth wave, I believe now.
Fourth or fifth, yeah. There was a Batman released originally. It's not the same. This is a really nice
70s Batman.
Well, it's a nice copy of the original Superpowers Batman. And I'll show you something on this. I went to open him.
It came off clean.
Bubble came right off, almost 100% clean from the card.
Oh, there you go.
It was next to
No residue or
absolutely
anything.
no glue holding it on whatsoever. So that's actually kind of cool. And of course, this came out around Christmas time, which was the new Superpowers Batmobile. I didn't buy it because I was not 100% sure I was going to be able to find this guy. And without this guy, I didn't want to bother with this. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Or that collector math we talk about sometimes.
Yeah.
But I ran right over, and I had some figures I needed to return anyways. So I ran right over and did that this afternoon. So that's cool. And that Batmobile is kind of cartoony, but it's a good fit with this Batman. Believe it or not, guys, that was my haul from Toylanta. One figure, which was.
Have you seen that Bat Cycle with the sidecar at Walmart or Target or anywhere?
Yeah, that's from the 66 line.
Yeah, I really like that. I didn't want to spend like $50 on it though.
I have to tell you, most of us Batman comic book fans, we don't talk about 1966.
I know that was kind of a
Yeah,
what do you call it? Funny era.
There's like a 2.5 year period in the 1960s that do not exist to us particular Batman fans of that persuasion. It didn't happen. If you were on acid, it's your own fault. Absolutely, just doesn't have anything to do with canon or continuity or anything else. So, and I know that'll probably offend some guys because I grew up watching that show too. But I also grew up reading the comics, and from the Neil Adams days and stuff like that. I hated that show.
He also grew up watching Godzilla. That's why he wants that Rodan.
So Shane was kind enough to get me my Catman figure. Yay,
Catman.
This sucker was McFarlane store exclusive.
And too much money.
Popped up one day and disappeared literally within less than an hour. And that was it. These are all, if you got one, congratulations. If you didn't,
kudos,
too bad. But Shane was kind enough to go over to Total Nostalgia. I had called and I had sent a message to Renee, and it was in one of those halls that they got, and I spotted it, and it was just, I shot Renee a message and just said, "Hey, you still got that Catman?" She goes, "Sure do." And I said, "Hide it." So she did. So thank you for them. And Shane ran right over and got that for me. So thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I passed on this figure over and over and over again, all three versions of it. A matter of fact, I did buy one and I gave it to John. Trading and wheeling a deal with John, and then Seth from Sasquatch had one the other day. And considering that the Todd father has announced first appearance Batman, which I knew I was going to get, I had to go back and get the Superman. So Seth hooked me up with him. That was cool. I'll put him aside.
Next.
Again, just wheeling and dealing and stuff. I spent money on him because he was on clearance, and
he was only like $16.
Leather jacket or not, it was worth picking up, right? And he was on clearance, by the way, so that worked out good. The new Superman, just cool, smiling, silvery suits. This one's hard to say no to because it's just classic. This is like Super Friends Superman, right? It's just cool. It's a cool figure. And Nightwing from Nightfall. So if you got both of you got the first version of Nightfall Batman, and you managed to get Asbats, which I did, and you managed to get the Catwoman, which I did, and you're waiting on the blue and the gray, the black and the gray from the same storyline. Plus you got the Bane, you can't not get the Nightwing. So that worked out really well, and he's actually a cool figure. So for you guys that are Bat fans, keep an eye out for that one. I'm gonna bet both of those, that Superman and that Nightwing, are gonna be hard to come by. So
time for some chaos.
Let's finish this up. That lot that John and I bought last year, was that last year, John, or the year before?
It was last year. Last spring.
Last year.
Last summer.
Last June, I think it was.
Was it June?
June or July.
Yeah. June or July. Yeah. Believe it or not, John and I separated all of them figures that were in that lot, and I ended up with a complete bag of Spirit accessories and no Spirit. I don't know.
There were 3 sets of them, I think.
There was, wasn't there?
Yeah, it's weird.
So I got a Spirit. I did some trading, and I finally got a good Spirit to go with my accessories. So knock him off the list.
Nice.
Glad you got a good Spirit.
I raised my spirits.
And he still doesn't have that Rodan.
You got to bring that up.
Good night,
I got myself a Zap. Woohoo!
Yeah.
And the bazooka is not broken, and he has his thumbs. Woohoo! So that one's awesome.
Another one off the 82 list.
Yep.
Don't put the bazooka in his hands.
I picked up another Grunt by accident with no accessories, but I'll hang on to him anyways.
Why?
Because I lost track of things.
Why?
I keep asking myself the same thing every day, Emmeett. Why? got Steeler. Yeah,
Why?
Steeler.
All right.
What do you mean, why?
Why do you want him?
Steeler. With
Steeler is awesome.
advisor. And I got short fuse complete,
Right now, I'm on a short fuse.
Nice.
which is very cool. So, believe it or not, on my original OGs, I need to replace Cobra Commander's head.
Because he has a bad head.
Well, it's not bad head. The neck's broke off. And
He also needs new arms.
Wow, he broke his neck, huh?
I need a new crotch for Stalker, and I need Flash. And then my OG team is finalized, complete. And I went on to Beggars Canyon the other day, and they are all sold out of all of
Wow.
those reproduction cards. So that figures. I almost get to the point where I'm getting ready to order a set to do my setup on cards, and they don't have any. So just keep that in mind if you were interested in those.
Time for chaos.
No chaos. So a while back, I wanted to do something different tonight because, like
That's
Les just said, we got the time. Hey, Timothy, Mr. Patterson is watching, and Bo Corella. That's a new name. I didn't recognize that one. Hey, Bo. Welcome to you both. A while back, quite a while back, I talked about gonna do one of my segments on. For those of you that don't know, I collect Jurassic World stuff. I didn't go all the way back to the retro Jurassic Park stuff, but I started collecting again when the Jurassic World movie came out.
Also, all the toys that he has, and he says Jurassic World, they all say Jurassic Park on them. So that kind of triggers me.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, I wanted to show you the exclusives that they've done over time because
I've seen them all.
they've done some really cool stuff. And up until this afternoon, believe it or not, I didn't have them all in the same place. So now that I do, I wanted to kind of do that with you guys.
Yeah, the dog found that last one.
Just to show you what they've done with their exclusive. Most of these are Comic-Con exclusives. One of them was just an Amazon exclusive, but I'll show you what the deal is here. This was the very first one that they did, and you kind of go, big deal, right? This actually became a really big deal because the packaging opens up, and you've got John Hammond. I hope you guys can see that okay.
Mm-hmm.
And do you see the little eggs, and the little baby raptor coming out of there and everything else?
Yeah.
Everybody went kind of gaga over this one. This was the first one, and it's really simplistic, but it's the first real good John Hammond figure that ever had been done. So,
well, now there's two good ones.
Yeah. Well, this was their first attempt, and you know what? You kind of go, okay, what's the big deal? Other than this was a fan demanded thing, and they finally gave the fans what they were asking for. Hint, hint, Hasbro. Hint, hint. Hint, hint, McFarlane. You might want to take note here. This one is really cool. This one was the second one. You know, real non. This is where it starts to get cool.
This is one of
my
favorite ones.
Nondescript box, right? For those of you that remember the movie. Right?
That's cool.
Yeah, but watch.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Watch. You ready? You see this?
Oh, that's awesome.
Dennis Nedry with the Hawaiian shirt, right? A little miniature can of Barbasol. The pie that he put the shaving cream on top of. Yeah. And the little satchel with his ill-gotten gain. You didn't say the magic word, right? So now they're really starting to step it up, right? And I mean, look at that! Look at this.
There's 3 descriptions on the back.
That is great. I love that.
Right, shaving tip. I mean, the whole bit, right? It's a copy of.
Wait, pull the bottom out. Show them.
Pull the bottom out.
The bottom comes out.
I don't want to.
It looks kind of like the original.
Newman. Yeah, he was Newman. That was Wayne Knight.
Yep. Yeah, Wayne Knight. Yep.
But
so yeah. So yes, so you can see they stepped up quick. I mean, to go
Oh, yeah.
that was a year difference in their exclusives.
And it just gets better from there.
Then they did. This one came out. They did the same. I don't know if you guys ever saw the Snap Squad, the little children's toys, the little
Want me to go
dinosaurs.
grab mine?
No, not right now.
I'll go grab.
They were
mine.
like little. To tell you the truth, they were like modified chip clips, but they were dinosaurs. They did an exclusive set of those that did the same exact thing. You see this box? This is the shipper box for the exclusive that's in here. And you open up this box, and inside of that
Oh wow.
is your actual exclusive, right? So this is Lasorna Grant with the white raptor and the raptor eggs and like that. And you can open it up even further and see what the deal is. And you guys remember the T-Rex that I showed you with the glass eye that follows you all over the place? That's from the Hammond collection. So this is a Hammond collection piece, which means the articulation and the paint and the sculptors is much higher than the regular retail stuff. So they did this one. No electronics on this one, but this one, just to give you an idea, this one was just a Amazon exclusive.
Is that from 3?
What's that?
Is that from Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah, this is Lasorna. Yeah, this is Jurassic Park 3. Believe it or not, the reason that they did this is there was a set for the regular line that was made that only saw release in South America. And no one really still to this day understands why, but none of them were ever available. The Grant with that shirt and the white raptor and the eggs. Why it happened, who knows? But Mattel went above and beyond with this set to make it up to the collectors and give them a better figure than what had been released before, a better raptor, better eggs, better accessories, and better packaging to make it up to their customers and their fans for dropping the ball on not getting that set to American customers. So again, Hasbro, McFarlane, you know what? Mattel may not have the big, huge names, but you know what? They care about their customers more than you guys appear to be. So
we also know you're listening.
What was next? This one was next. This one was the next year.
One of my personal favorites.
And this one is what happens to Ray Arnold in his final scene. Now, if you remember right, they never showed you what happened to Ray Arnold. And Ray Arnold was Samuel L. Jackson's character, right?
Hold on to your butts.
If you remember in the movie, he went to turn on the generators, and other than one piece of his body, he was never seen again, right?
Yep.
Well, this set explains to you.
It's also probably not for kids at all.
This set explains to you what happened.
Theoretically, yes, but we've never shut down the entire system before. It may not come back on at all.
Here's Ray about getting ready to be wiped out by a raptor. But give me a minute here. Watch this.
Right, rather than object. Whatever it did it all. But with the key checks off, the computer didn't file the keystroke, so the only way to find them now is to go through the computer's lines of code one by one.
Okay, we're not done yet.
3 minutes, I can have power back on the entire park.
Still going.
Hold on to your butts. Theoretically, yes, but we've never shut down the entire system before. It may not come back on at all. No, that's crazy. You're out of your mind. He's absolutely out of his mind.
Come on.
Right, rabbit object.
There you go.
Whatever it did it all. But with the key checks off, the computer didn't file the keystroke, so the only way to find them now is to go through the computer's lines of code one by one.
See, just like awesome stuff, right?
That is cool.
And
that is very cool.
More of the packaging. You know, more of the packaging. Who said that? Yeah, right. Yeah, different movie, buddy.
Dinosaurs on a plane, huh?
Different movie. So then there is this one's listed as this was 30th anniversary. and this one actually came out of
No.
Mattel Creations. No, buddy, it's fine. Mattel Creations. So
They want to see them in order.
no, they don't.
And why not?
Because they don't care.
Ah,
This was we finally, believe it or not, after all of these years, it took him 30 years to do a Henry Wu figure.
Mm.
And you notice Mr. DNA is with him, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
And he's got an egg with a baby raptor and everything else. But let's show you this.
It's a velociraptor. And now we can make a baby dinosaur.
Baby dinosaur.
There's no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park. Just
Oh, yes,
one drop of
there
your blood contains billions of strands of DNA.
Right.
Perfect timing. A DNA strand like me is a blueprint for building a living thing.
That is awesome.
One more.
It's really not that difficult. Bingo. Dino DNA. It's a velociraptor.
There you go. So
And now we can make a baby dinosaur.
sour. There you go.
Dinosaur.
So that is cool. Believe it or not, that is the only Henry Wu figure that's been Henry Wu.
dying.
It's Floyd Weiss.
Little,
They stopped being that way. It's very cool.
A little bit of information for you on BD Wong, who played Dr. Wu. He was Hugo Strange in Gotham.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the latest pickup from this week, and this one I missed it by a mile when it came out almost not quite 2 years ago at San Diego. It's not that heavy.
It's not heavy. I'm just trying not to drop it.
Is this one. This is the largest one that they have ever done.
It's also the loudest.
This is Hammond Collection. This is the sleeve box that we're looking at here so far. Okay, let's get it out of the sleeve.
Get ready for one of the most intense things you've ever seen.
Now, there was one other character before this was made that had never been made in figure form, and that is Gennaro, the lawyer, right?
Oh, I know what this is. I saw a picture of it.
This is what they called the outhouse chaos.
That's hilarious.
Okay, now the Rex that's in here is the same Rex that I showed you before from the Hammond collection.
Mm-hmm.
The glass eye and everything, but the paint app is different, so it's not the same animal. It's a repaint, but different. It's got the gates, the paddock sign there for the T-Rex. It's got the trashed outhouse. It's got the toilet. It's got his hat. It's got his briefcase. It's got the Rex. It's got this window box, and it's got this. Here's another set. Did you catch did you catch this chomp in there?
Yep.
So yes, this was
You're screaming.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean this was from 2 years ago. I have to be honest with you, the guy last year, I know a lot of the fans liked it, but the one
Hey, that's my chair.
well, put the Rex down. The one that they had last year was actually it was a set for the camera crew, and it had a Steven Spielberg figure in it. It had a team, it had a camera. I didn't even want that one.
Why not?
Because I don't.
Why not?
So, anyways,
Why not?
so I guess that opens up some discussion as to if Mattel can make exclusives like that year after year after year, and do cool things like that, and sell them with what's, to be perfectly honest with you, would be considered a minor line compared to Star Wars or Marvel Legends or DC Universe. Why are you other companies sleeping on this stuff?
Maybe they're tired.
I get it, but the Barbie movie last year was a huge shot in the arm to Mattel, sales wise. But maybe it's stuff like that, and maybe it's actually paying attention to their customer base that made Mattel one of the 2 toy companies in the world that were actually profitable last year. Maybe
What was the top number 1?
Lego.
Oh, well, that's kind of obvious.
So I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, that's what they've been doing for annual or semi-annual exclusives, just with one toy line, for the last 5 years. Compared to what we've been getting from everybody else, what do you guys think?
How often do they release those exclusives?
The
Once a
vast
year?
majority of those are San Diego Comic-Con exclusives.
So
Two,
that'd be every year.
they also do. This is the cool thing. If you go onto a Target Collector Spot, sorry, that's a separate website from Target. You go to Collector Spot. They do behind the gates once a month. So the last Wednesday of every month, you get a brand new exclusive Jurassic Park release. So you get a new, like for the next 2 months, it's both Hammond Collection releases. The next one's on Wednesday, and then the one after that is a Legacy Collection. But that could be, like that big Brachiosaurus I showed you guys, that Hammond Collection Brachiosaurus. That was one of those Wednesday releases. There's been a lot of really cool stuff. So I think there's two Hammond Collection releases this Wednesday, and then there's 2 more in a month, and then there's a Legacy Collection after that, and then they'll start again. So these big exclusives once a year. Sometimes when they're really in deep with Amazon, you'll get 2 a year. Yes, those are 3 3/4 inch scales.
I think a lot of it, with Hasbro and McFarlane and all that, it seems like they're trying to shove out so much at once. If they would, I almost think that they would focus more on quality and less, they would probably retain their fan base and their consumer, their consumers, and that way they would continue to buy from them over the next few years or however long, and focus on the quality and everything, and then the fans can see that they're serious about making a good product. But they try to release stuff so fast and so quick, and it comes out it's junk, and nobody's happy because, for one, they can't afford it all at the same all at once, and then they're not getting good products. So there you go.
I think it kind of goes beyond that, because not only are they putting it out too fast, but they're not putting out what people have been asking for.
Right? Yeah. If they would listen to their consumers and fans, they might come out better.
See, Timothy says, could it be because of the scale? These are 3 3/4 inch. To be honest with you, Timothy, this is more about design than it is scale. It's the packaging, right? The electronics and the lights that make these things cool are the same scale. They're not scalable, right? It's the same exact sound effects and lighting and everything else, and packaging, no matter what the scale is, right? The unique thing about what they've done is they've given us characters that people have been asking for, like Henry Wu and Gennaro and like that, right? So all of the dinosaurs that are used in these are all repaints, right? But it doesn't matter, because we're getting something that people have actually asked for, and then you get the awesome packaging. And so, you know what? Packaging,
and the cool sound boxes.
The electronics and the lights are the same scale, right? And the boxes, the packaging, it's the same. I'm not taking away from things like the HasLab. Don't get me wrong, but the HasLab was very expensive, and we waited a year for it, right?
Over a year.
Right. We haven't even gotten our second HasLab.
To be honest, you get these within a couple months.
Yeah. Let me jump in here on this.
Yeah.
Just for a minute. One of the best 6-inch scale exclusives to me for San Diego Comic Con, DC Universe, the Wonder Twins.
Yes, that was
Fold the
awesome,
box
wasn't it?
together that would light up, and they would do the Wonder Twin power activate, and each
Yep.
one of them would speak. So
Yep.
it's not just a 3 3/4 inch. They've done this in the past with 6-inch figures.
Yeah, but who did that? Who?
Mattel.
That
It was
Mattel.
Mattel.
It was Mattel.
And is you know, and I'm a Marvel guy, of course, and the Galactus is awesome. The Sentinel was pretty impressive. But another thing that was produced that impressed me the most was the Super Legions 12 pack.
It was awesome, wasn't it?
And
Good
you know,
night, Emmeett.
it was roughly the price of the Sentinel. It was like $350, I think.
Yep.
You know? So that they put out some good quality stuff. And I'll tell you something else. And I think I told you guys. We got Marshall of Snake Mountain. Rick picked it up for me. He found one up in Target in Huntsville.
Yep.
Back before Thanksgiving, and he got it to me. Marshall opened it Christmas Day. We put it together. There's 4 handrails that goes on the bridge. His only had 3 in there, and it was missing one. Rock-On come out on their website from the Master Universe Origins, and I ordered 2 of them, but I only got one. So I called their customer service, and I told them, I said, look, I only got one. I ordered 2, which I still haven't received my second one yet,
Right.
or a refund. So I'm going to have to call them back about that. But while I had them on the phone, I said, let me ask you this. I said, we got this Snake Mountain. I can't find any. I said, I have not seen the first one around where I live. I said, a friend of mine got this like 2 hours away for me. So it ain't like I could just take it back. I said, there was a piece missing. I couldn't just take it back. He really wanted one. I said, so we're going to have to live with it missing the handrail, you know. And I said, is there any? I said, do y'all have replacement parts or anything? So the lady, we emailed back and forth for about 2 days trying to find a part number or anything where she could have it. Finally, she emailed back and said, look, she said, I'm sorry, we can't get a part number for it. I can't help you out with it. But she said, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and send you a refund for the $74.90 or $79.99. And sure enough, within a week later, I got a check from Mattel, a full refund for that Snake Mountain. So they got good customer service as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
I say that I still haven't got my second rock gun, so let me call them tomorrow. But
Right.
I feel like they'll get it right when it's before it's over with.
Right.
So I mean, it's things like that makes a difference. I mean, they refunded me the whole amount,
Right.
not just we'll give you $20 toward it. No, they refunded me the whole amount.
Right.
If they couldn't help me, they refund. And I thought, man, that says a lot about a company.
The first Apatosaurus I bought, the jaw was messed up. The lower jaw was messed up. And I think it'd been painted shut, actually. But anyways, I called them up, and it's just like, you know what? Her jaw is messed up. It won't open. And she said, give me just a second, and blah, blah, blah. I gave her the item number and blah, blah, blah. She came back on the phone, and she goes, I'm so sorry. She says, we don't have those anymore because they were a limited run to begin with. The giant ones, like I showed you guys before, they don't produce a lot of those. She said, we just don't have any more of those. And she said, but she goes, would you take there was like a $45 T-Rex out at the time. And she said, could we send you one of those instead? It's just like, yes. And sure enough, that's what I got. I got that T-Rex, and it's just like there wasn't any excuse making. There wasn't anything other than apologies and trying to make me happy, So I don't know. It's just, I guess it's more frustration than anything else. Why? I get it. You want us on the string. Why haven't we finished the original 12 in the classified line? Because you want to keep us on the hook. And why does McFarlane do what he does with the availability on some of those figures being absolutely ridiculous? And now the price issue and, why, right? But it's just like, you know what? Mattel seems to get it. They seem to be hungry to keep our business. I just kind of feels like maybe we're just kind of taken for granted by a couple of other toy companies that that I spend a lot of money with. To be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Interesting, huh? I mean, interesting. Well, like I said, these are all. Every one of these is this is just it's packaging, right? This is an Alan Grant figure that's been repainted. It's a repainted Raptor. There wasn't a whole big, output of cash here. This is a box that's just cool.
They made it interesting. They made it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Is they made it interesting. It's got like a gimmick. It's got like a thing that makes it cool, and that it's something different. And granted, if they reused repainted a figure or whatever, so what? But they made it cool. They made it interesting.
Right. And I mean,
and that's why you like it. And that's
and it looks awesome on a shelf.
Yeah, the displayability or the collectability of it too.
Open it or don't,
Right.
It's just, and of course, like I said, the electronics and like that on the bigger sets, of course, are granted, like the last Outhouse Chaos set that I showed. No, I don't expect them to scale up. I don't expect them to scale 3 3/4 figures up to 6 inch. You're not going to get a 6-inch T-Rex, even though they do exist. That one that Emmeett had behind me is technically 6-inch scale. It's frustrating, and like I said, I enjoy hearing John talk about the customer service because that's been my experience with them. I don't know what. I have the original 12.
Well, they're not going to give you everything at one time. They're going to spread it out.
No, right.
Because the people that just want the original 12, guess what? Once they get them, they're done. They want to keep them like he said, keep them on the hook.
They want to keep you. They still want you to, they want to get the
right.
And if you make all vintage figures or OG figures and don't make some of the new ones, then the kids that grew up in the 2000s, they're not going to get interested and they're going to leave.
Yeah.
But
so
look at what. That's probably going to sound terrible, but San Diego Comic-Con and PulseCon. What did we get for exclusives last year? Repaints.
As far as Joe's, yeah.
Other than Chuckles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't we get Flash with a jump pack? Right? I mean, that's all I'm saying. I don't mind being on the hook as long as it looks like we're going to get there. But man, we've got figures. A lot of the figures that have been announced so far, they take us well into 2025. We're not one figure closer to finishing the originals. So then there's on the hook, and then there's just being dragged as bait. It's.
We'll get Flash before this year's over with.
I hope so.
Have any of y'all heard if they're doing dial tone or not?
Yeah, he's been announced. He's name only announcement. Yes,
that was he was on my list. He was on my list of the ones that we were picking. I picked dial tone, so that one for me.
But you won't see him until 2025.
Oh, okay. Oh, well.
Yeah, no, I doubt very highly you'll see him until we don't even have a digital render on him.
Well, I don't know though. They'll hit you up. They'll hit us up again in August.
They'll sneak him in there at some point. Probably.
Is there something Joe tomorrow?
I don't know. Is there? I saw Corey mention that Joe Monday. I didn't know there was anything tomorrow.
I hope not.
I haven't heard that there's anything tomorrow.
I haven't either.
They still need to make the wiper.
The Vinda Viper?
The Viper.
I wouldn't doubt Super 7 don't do him.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise
they
me
make all them obscure figures. Yeah, that would be a.
Well, they got the rights for the cartoon versions.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But they can do anything from the cartoon, from my understanding. It's not from the main line.
Did they do a Cold Slither?
No.
They need to do that too. That would be cool. The Dreadnoks as the Cold Slither band.
Give them time.
That would definitely be Super 7. Yeah, if it happens.
Yeah.
That'll be Super 7.
He meant his pre-order show up tomorrow.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, guys. I did pre-orders for the SMS because they're exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
But that, and I fully expect to get run over probably middle of next month. That won't be May. I expect those to be early too.
Oh yeah.
That's why I didn't pre-order it. I'm just going to wait until it's in stock and just grab
Yep.
one.
I've stopped pre-ordering stuff. The only thing just recently, like I think yesterday, I pre-ordered the bikes for the biker mice from Big Bad, but that's like the only pre-orders I've got, right now. But it's not supposed to be released until the late third quarter, I think. So, I got time to pay my credit card down to, have the money to pay for them. So.
Yeah, as far as Hasbro goes, I think we're all in the same boat. You cannot, not anymore. You cannot bank, literally. You cannot bank on Hasbro's pre-order dates because they are going to hit you early, and it's hard to tell just how early. So you can't even,
They're more like suggested, I think.
Yeah, well, that doesn't work for
Well,
most of us.
they need to play it. They need to suggest February and release it in May instead of suggesting May and releasing it in February. If that's how
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yep,
Guess what?
people
You're
by
gonna get this
surprise.
2 months early.
Yeah, but I want to know. I still want to know. Am I going to get my Dragonfly 2 months early?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Those seem to come late every time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? So
Mm-hmm.
we've
They already got their money.
Right. We beat that horse to death, but you get the idea. I'd just like to see. I'd like to see that much attention and that much care go into what Hasbro does for product and what they put out for customer service. And I do know I read quite a lot on it that the Mattel's version of the HasLab last year with the Jurassic Park gates and stuff, it failed miserably. It absolutely failed miserably because, to tell you the truth, it was terribly botched. But those people were actually heartbroken that they weren't going to be able to make that set for their fans. Maybe pre-orders go too well for GI Joe stuff, and they just don't have to. They don't have to worry about their fans coming unhooked. I don't know.
But they did that to themselves, though, man. They didn't release that to the whole world. It was just to the U.S.
Oh, they botched it bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
they blew it.
They would have released that to where it could have been pre-ordered and funded through the whole America, the whole world.
Yep.
Yeah. Because a lot of your fans are overseas.
South America. Believe it or not, Jurassic Park is still absolutely huge in South America.
Mm-hmm.
Huge, but they limited it. It's like, yeah, well, if we hit the first tier, we'll open it up to worldwide sales, and it's just like, you idiots, you needed to do that now, right from day one. And the tiers weren't that great. And it was just it was very expensive. They botched it, and I think they knew it. But you know what? They were really upset that they weren't going to get to make a toy that guys had been asking for decades. Mm-hmm. That was genuine. The design team was really crushed by that.
Yep. It seems that some of these smaller companies that use Kickstarter, they seem like they do better than the big companies in that HasLab and Mattel Creations and the exclusive stuff that they put out. But these companies that start doing Kickstarters, at least they're giving the people a chance to if they want to support it or not. Maybe that's what the big companies need to do. I mean, I know with the HasLab, they got to get so many backers or so many people that want it. Maybe that's what they need to do is ask everybody what they want, and then try to go from there instead of just hey, we're going to do this whether you want it or not.
I just think I think Hasbro there's an underlying arrogance with Hasbro. Like, they really kind of do. You take it or leave it attitude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if you look at Todd McFarlane's responses to what happened back in January with that price jump on that crisis wave, I mean, he had the same attitude. Buy them or don't.
Yeah.
Buy them or don't. Whatever. You know, that's not good, especially the way things are right now. That's just not good.
No.
But what the heck are you doing, John? Playing with more?
I was just getting the parts out to this build a figure I had here, or build a figure. This Army Legion builder.
Told you it's a build a figure.
So what are we like 2 weeks away from the release date for the first wave of retro carded, right?
Well,
Give or take 2 weeks.
some people are already getting them.
I'm not
The
surprised
retro
there.
carded?
Yep.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I'd heard that. Airborne is showing up.
Some people are getting all the like this next wave already. Quick kick, big boa, metalhead.
Oh yeah.
They're getting all of them already.
I don't know.
I think the next
I don't know.
HasLab for Marvel Legends needs to be the Blackbird. If they haven't made one already.
For 6-inch?
Yeah.
Whew.
That
Oh,
would be huge.
man.
I mean, I know they made a Sentinel, but the Blackbird would be, that would be it. Yeah, it would be expensive and all that, but I think it would be cool if they did that. But that's just my,
Oof, boy, that would be immense.
I don't know. I think the wheels of what was it? The wheels of vengeance.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish
That
they'd
sounds
done that because
bad.
I would definitely would have tried to get that thing.
I think
Yeah,
that kind of
those-
done people. I don't know if they've tried vehicles again on it or not.
Yeah. I don't
Now,
know.
I don't know if you've heard of Ramen Toys.
Mhm.
They have what they call a Ramen Racer. It looks like the Dodge Charger,
Yeah.
and it comes with the flame effects and everything, and it's really not terrible. I want to say it's around $200, but they're doing like a Kickstarter thing for those. They try to get so many people to to back it and everything, and once they reach a certain amount, then they'll start producing them. But, investors, yeah, there you go. We want
I'll
you to
put it up.
invest in
Yeah,
this.
there you go. You'll know what we're laughing about now because it's. Yeah, that's right. But, I mean, seriously, Timothy. Seriously. I mean, Timothy. I think Timothy's definitely getting what we're saying here. There seems to be an attitude towards their customers. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
right. I mean, sure, we lost $1 billion, but that's because you just won't buy what we tell you to buy, and it's just like, no, we don't want to buy what you're trying to sell us.
Mhm.
Oh, I got something I want to share with y'all.
No.
Yeah.
Me and Wendy went to Target. Me and Wendy went to Target, right there near where the near.
That was a good story. I would look at it.
Cool story, bro. Tell it again. Yeah.
Just messing with you, Phil. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh,
know,
did you
that's
mute him?
Anyway, me and Wendy went to Target. We went to Target there near the hotel, right where the toy show was at, and we were checking out, and they wanted us to. This cashier said we had to put our phone number in before he could ring us up. I was paying with cash, and still would not ring it up unless we put our phone number in there. Wendy put her phone number in there, and she's like, I don't want to get, calls or texts or anything like that. And he says, no, you won't. I swear, going down the road, their phone went off, and sure enough, it was freaking Target, And I'm like, I'm paying with cash. I should not have to put my phone number in to buy something.
I do that red dot thing because of the rewards. I mean, I
But I don't use that.
I've never
I don't
been
have
forced to do it.
But it sounded, I felt like, if we got to do that, I'm not going to buy anything from here,
Hey,
Well,
do
no.
like I do when they ask and they have to have your phone number. I start 555, just like in the movies.
1 2
Yeah.
1 2.
Yeah, I
As
didn't
long
think
as you
about
give
doing
a
that,
number,
but
it
yeah,
don't
that
have
makes-
to be a real number.
Right.
Yeah.
877
555-1234. Yeah, there you
No,
go.
see,
That's my number.
that's fishy though, because I think they kind of get some type of bonus or something for signing people up for that red dot
I want to
stuff.
say it was some kind of
But I've
promotion
never
thing
had
they had
to.
going
That's not
on.
mandatory.
I don't know, but I don't want to be forced to be given any information that, and I'm like, if
Nah,
it's coming to this, then we're going to have a problem.
I think that guy snookered you because I've never.
Go ahead. I will take those reward points all day
Yeah,
long.
right. Yeah.
Uh,
I I just
toys,
spent,
yeah.
I just spent $10 actually on that Animal Man figure. I just spent $10 in Target cash or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know
The
what
other
you
day,
should have
but I've
told him,
never-
Phil? You should have said, "Call me, Alabama."
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't send them pictures. Well, we should have. You're talking about Animal Man. Just for people's information, they had the next wave. the what are the Animal Kingdom?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you guys
I
said
really
they
liked
had-
those. Those were cool.
Savage,
They had
Savage Crucible.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two. Yeah, the dwarf they had there on the table. That dude was awesome. I thought he was really cool, but they're not going to release it. It's like a Phase 4 thing or something.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Well, they-
Kickstartering a
yeah,
whole wave of them
Kickstarter,
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Animal Kingdom, they had like 5 or 6 figures. It was so crowded, we would have got pictures. And I wish I'd got some today because I didn't even think about it because I was trying to
Did
get
they-
through there. Since then.
Did
But
they
they
happen
had-
to have
they-
like an elephant?
One of the figures they have is a gecko, and the eyes are
Mm.
articulated on it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can move the eyes around on that gecko. It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So in the last few minutes, I will tell you, and we can't make promises, but we did get an opportunity to speak to multiple people about being guests on the show.
Yep.
So I know that we will definitely be having Retro Toy Quest back to talk about the second volume of his collector book, because that first one did so well that he didn't even need to go to Kickstarter to get the second one going. So we're going to talk to him again. He had as well an accompanying guest. He had one of the original designers from Kenner. Did you guys get to talk to him?
A little bit.
He was one of the guys that was actually in on the Millennium Falcon to begin with. So
Mhm.
I am going to see.
Tim something, wasn't it?
Yeah, something. I'm going to see about getting him on the show, seeing as we have a connection to him. I think we'll go ahead and we'll see if we can get hooked up with those cosplayers because I bet they're interesting people to talk to. And there were two manufacturers there from 2 separate toy lines that I spoke to, and you guys did too, I think, about coming on the show. And they were both actually very receptive to that. But you know how that goes, right? So I'm not gonna use any names or anything. But hopefully we'll be able to have them on soon as guests on the show too, because I think a lot of you guys would actually be very, very happy to be able to talk with them about their product and their lines. What is next? June is either the DFD, Dallas Fort Worth Giant Toy Show in June, which is, I guess it's a toss-up, guys. Do you want to go to meet people and get information, or do you want to go for vendors? If you want to go to meet people and get signatures and like that, Dallas is definitely your show. This same exact weekend is Joe Fest. Maybe I was right the first time.
There could be joy. There could be joy there.
Joe Fest in
Not for you
Augusta.
all if they won't.
Right.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So take your pick on those. And then what is it? We got the show in Chattanooga where Mr. Hama will be, and apparently Ron Rudad is at that show also in Chattanooga. A month, 6 weeks later. John, you remember off the top of your head?
I don't.
You don't.
I can't remember.
What month is Joe Fest
June.
going to be?
Yeah.
June? Okay.
Yeah,
weekend.
Joe Fest, right?
Yeah, that third weekend. And the Dallas and Joe Fest are the exact same weekend.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
You're
you're
there's
looking
some
at a
kind of
10-hour drive.
something with those guys.
You're looking
Well,
at a 10-hour
actually-
drive, or you're looking at maybe a 4 or 5 hour drive?
It's 5 hours.
Actually, when I was talking to Greg, he said that wasn't going to happen next year. They would make sure they planned it on a different weekend.
Yeah, because
I think that was just mishap there, and it just happened to fall on the same one.
yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? I mean, it looks like
No.
very much so looks like Dallas went to stick a thumb in the eye of Joe Fest. They got
And
all
they-
the big names and set up.
All the big names.
Yeah. So I have to be honest with you, I am somewhat curious about Dallas because I really wonder if they're not going to draw a completely different set of vendors from the whole other half of the country.
Oh yeah.
That Joe Fest doesn't, but
You're
it's a long ride.
if I was gonna go to
Good
Dallas,
8-hour, 9-hour drive to Dallas.
Yeah,
I would have to stop at that Star Wars. There's a Star Wars store over. I forget where it's at. It's in Texas, though. I know that.
I'd have to stop at the big ball of yarn.
Yeah, there you go.
so I
Bat
don't
it
know.
around. Bat it around.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of the guys mentioned. There's that big show over there in South Carolina this fall too.
Mm-hmm.
I think
So
it's
I guess
in.
it's kinda cool.
Is it in June or May? I can't remember.
I saw a list.
We'll get a list together.
Yeah, when it
Actually, Four Horsemen had a list up of their upcoming shows, and that show was listed. And I thought it was in the fall.
That may be. They actually do multiple shows because he said the reason that they're not shipping the orders put in on the website for that sale they had, he said because their staff, some of it are different shows, so they spread out. I guess you got one horseman for each show. I don't know.
Yeah. We're doing 2 shows this weekend alone.
Yeah. So
I looked up a version 1 or 1.0 dwarf on eBay. That thing was going for $800.
oh yeah, some of them older
I'm
ones.
like, yeah.
I have to be that Corey's comment there. It would be cool to do a podcast from the road. No, it wouldn't.
Road trip.
Too
It's
much
an
road
absolute.
noise.
Technically, it's an absolute you know what show.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't have stable internet, you may or may not know it, and you may have a 100% useless recording. And I can tell you right now, you start interviewing people, and you have to go back to them and go, "Hey, let's do it again because my thing is crap." That's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It would hit the fan.
Right. So,
If you're
and I
doing a
have to tell you, go ahead, John.
if you're doing a podcast from the road too, you're probably gonna have to bleep out a lot of it because when you get in traffic, there might be some curse words flying.
Yeah. Well,
Only if Phil's driving.
we taped about 3 hours of conversations at the last nerdy yard sale. Didn't use any of it.
I didn't mean to put it on 2 wheels. I promise.
Well, no, because I mean, seriously, it was a bunch of guys who sat around. We got talking, and the more we sat around, the more we talked, and the more we talked, the more we sat around, and then the more we talked, the more we said, and the next thing you know, we can't use any of this because
we were being very blunt.
Right. So, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, if you guys had any idea, and I hope you go back and listen to them because they were a whole lot of fun to do, but if you guys had any idea what a hassle it was to do interviews with Larry Hammer and Josh Blaylock and the After Action Report guys, I got to tell you, with the unstable internet and people wandering around and stuff going on, it was bad. It was very difficult to do.
Challenging.
You can't stop people from walking up wanting to talk to these people while you're doing the interview.
During the car ride, nope.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Right,
you hold it.
Throw Mason's question up here. What do we got going on here? Bought a retro carded Snake Eyes off a guy at eBay, paid second market prices, and he rolled up the card around the figure. Oh no! What?
Shoved it in a bubble envelope, sent it, destroyed it. Some options. You contact
eBay.
Yeah.
You contact them.
I hate to do this to you, Mason, but you're going to have to go back and read the item description very, very carefully.
Yeah.
Yep.
If he advertised that figure as mint on a mint card, he did not deliver the product.
Mm-hmm.
If he advertised that figure as mint on the card and didn't mention anything about the condition of the card, you may be SOL. I hate to say that, but you can dispute it with PayPal because it was.
Have you contacted the guy?
Yeah, that's a good question because.
First thing I would do is contact the seller, contact them and say, "Hey, I'm not pleased with the way it was shipped. I'm not pleased with the condition that it was shipped in. Is there anything that you can do to help rectify this situation, or am I going to be stuck with a figure that let them know you're unhappy, but try to do it in a don't do all caps. Just kind of
Yeah, no,
hey,
yeah,
I'm not happy with this, and
Yeah.
just tell them. And if they don't respond, and if they don't try to make it any better, then like Dave said, you're probably going to be SOL. And
Well,
it
if you
depends
don't
on the item
respond-
description. It depends on if
Yeah.
he's advertising a mint on a mint card, then you got him because you can't do that. But
Yeah.
that's
if he don't-
idiotic. I mean, this person's not real bright and doesn't deal with a lot of toys because I've never heard of anything that stupid happening before.
Also, I always look at someone's feedback. Always look at someo's feedback before you buy anything on eBay.
Yeah.
If they don't have 100%, I don't buy from them. Most of the time, I don't. If they've got something less than 99%, go back and look at whatever negative comments or feedback was left for them, and that kind of gives you an idea of whether you want to buy from them or not. That way, you you're taking that chance. You're always taking a chance when you buy from eBay, and it's
Well, I've never heard of that though. That's
But if
Yeah,
bad.
that's not right.
if it's in the description, or if you email him a couple times and he don't respond, then you can file a claim with eBay. And I'd keep the emails where you emailed him
Yeah.
Yeah.
for proof.
Just watch your item description because there may be enough of a loophole in there where there's just jackhole gets away with it. To be
You
blunt.
got some people that they don't go into details on their descriptions either. They just put, "Hey, I got a snake eyes mint, mint
Right.
in the package, but I'm not gonna tell you how I'm gonna ship it."
Well, then that's the thing. I mean, like I said, by technicality, unless the figure was damaged, the figure
Right.
is still mint,
Yeah, yeah,
right? But if it was advertised as mint packaging too, then you got him because that's just I've never heard anything that foolish in my life.
yeah.
That's somebody
know-
that doesn't deal with toys. I don't know who that is, but
He must be the same guy packaging the stuff at Hasbro for him.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Most
exactly.
anything,
Or
anything,
Walmart.
most anything I sell on eBay, I put in a box. I don't unless it's like a shirt or maybe a pair of shoes or something. I might put in one of those mailer bags because it's it's something that's not gonna it's gonna get it's clothing for one thing, but anything else I always put it in a box. I always make sure it's packaged, got bubble wrap, whatever, that way it's not, because the postal service, they don't care about how they handle their packages. They just throw them. I mean, they do it when you hand it to them at the post office. They just take the box and throw it right behind them, and there it goes in the bin, But I shipping an action figure in a bubble mailer. Yeah, that's stupid. That's just
Yeah, no, that's we're about
Unacceptable.
that's about it for
Unacceptable.
this week. That's it for this week.
Shane
Anyway,
didn't show his stuff off. Wait a minute.
what's
That's
that?
fine. We'll get it next week.
Quick, just throw them up real quick.
Nah, we'll get it next week.
Hey Mason, let us know. Let us know next. Actually, it's Easter next week. I don't think we're gonna.
Yeah,
we're
we
not
will be
gonna I'm
on
not
next
going to be here.
No, we won't be on
We'll
next
be
week.
hunting eggs next week.
Keep us posted on this, Mason. I'm somewhat curious as how that's going to play out for you.
Share on the
because-
page, on the Facebook page, on the group, on the Facebook.
Yeah, that's that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Anyways, gentlemen, today was Palm Sunday. Not going to get preachy, even though I'd like to. Not gonna. This is Holy Week, so to speak, even though I'm not Catholic, but you get the idea. It is definitely the holiest week for me personally. Good Friday for me personally is a much heavier day than Easter is joyful. Does that make any sense? I love Easter, don't get me wrong, but come Friday, start thinking about things.
Know the reason. Know the reason.
Start
Know the
thinking
reason.
about things. And that is my Easter message. You got anything, John?
About covered it.
Yep. You, Shane? Nope. Nope.
I need eggs.
Nope. To be blunt, it ain't a bunny, bud.
Better yet, understand the reason.
Well,
That's a better way of putting it. Know and understand the reason.
so there you go.
My favorite eggs is Reese eggs.
There you go. Thanks, you
I
smarty
do.
papa. There's a blast from the past.
They're
Remember
not
that?
so good scrambled though. I don't.
Oh, geez. They burned to the pan.
Yeah, they can stick to the
Egg prices went back up again. They're like $3 a dozen.
Yeah. Gentlemen, happy Easter.
Okay, sir.
Happy Easter.